experiments. There is no cost for this. So there is no sign in or sign up requirement. So no need to log in this page. So if you anybody can attend, even students, college students, or any personal interest faculties. And if you want to, the main thing is, if you want to develop your if you want new experiments through any IITs or NITs for your college, then only you can give your expression of interest to the particular IITs. So currently we have given the expression of interest to the NIT Surathkal through IIT PALS. We have submitted the expression of interest and we got the approval. And next week we are going to undergoing a training on basic introduction about the virtual laboratory, and after that they will give the basic software training and also coding training to develop the experiments. So if you are familiar with any particular concept, if you want to make a simulation thing, so they will give the guidance. And also you, at least you, the main basic idea is we need to understand the concept, and we need to study some coding softwares. So like Visual Basic, then Java, .NET Frame. Okay, so these are the essential software coding softwares to develop the GUI environment. Okay, so if any students or any faculties, they are familiar about this coding software, they can develop their own experiments. Kannan sir. Kannan sir. Kannan sir, are you there, sir?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Okay, so no problem. So this is the overall outline view. So here you see that, so each and every reputed institutions, they are having their own website. So you can access your website, that particular website. You can see the experiments. It may be related to your particular field of interest and also your subjects. So then you can correlate this. And I have given some specific linkages. So previously I have shown one website that is a common website. You can access all the experiments in the single website. So even though if you are not identify any experiments in the common website, you can access the specific website. Okay, so that's what I have given in this slide. So IIT Bombay, here you see the IIT Roorkee, COE, Pune, IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, IIT Hyderabad. So every institutions, they are having their own individual website. Then you can access those websites. So in some experiments having a specific sign up requirement, because for example, tensile test means, so tensile test may behave with different conditions. Okay, in that case, they will enable some time period. Okay, at that time period only we can do the experiments. So here it is one of the private university, Amrita Vidyapitham. So they are also contributing. So we are also ready for contributing our knowledge. Okay, so this is the overall view of virtual laboratory. So almost time is 11:45. So I want to hand over the session to first day coordinator, Mrs. Darling Helen Vidya madam, and also Chokalingam sir. So Kannan sir.
Sir.
Sir, are you want to share anything related to this, sir?
Sir, no problem, sir. Vidya ma'am can take, sir. No problem.
Okay, sir. Okay. Madam, are you ready, madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
okay,
sir.
madam.
Okay, sir. Good morning to one and all present here. So on behalf of Civil Department, I welcome you all for this short-term training program, hands-on training on virtual laboratory. So today in both the sessions, we are going to see the various experiments which are available in virtual laboratory for civil engineering. So I am D. Darling Helen Lydia, Assistant Professor of Department of Civil Engineering, Ramco Institute of Technology, Rajapalayam. So after my session, it will be continued by Mr. T. Chokalingam of the same institute. Okay, so now before going into the virtual lab, so in this pandemic situation, everyone is facing some problem to take online classes. So even though we are facing some problems, we are somehow managing and teaching the students or for the we are making them to prepare for the coming semester. So we are handling online classes. So now regarding your laboratories, so now it is not possible to conduct the laboratory experiments, or we cannot give them a practical experience, hands-on experience to the students. So for that, some IITs and NITs are giving us have given us some virtual laboratory experiments, so that we can explore the same experiments to our students, and to make them learn, understand, and they can also perform some hands-on training regarding that. So I think Brito sir has given a very brief introduction about virtual laboratory. So in this session, we are mainly focusing on the experiments which are coming under Anna University Regulation of 2013 of Civil Engineering. So I hope other institutes or other universities who are participating in this webinar can also get benefited, because more or less everywhere in every university we are following the same kind of experiments. So I hope it will be useful for everyone who is attending this webinar. So now I'm going to display the experiments which are that laboratories which we are having in our Anna University syllabus. Then we will move on to the virtual laboratory, and we can have an hands-on session on the various laboratories. Okay, so now I'm showing the third semester syllabus of civil engineering of regulation 2017. So here we are having 6 theory classes and 3 practical classes. In that we are having 2 core practicals. One is construction materials laboratory and surveying laboratory. So parallelly, students studying construction materials theory paper. So I hope also surveying laboratory also they are parallelly studying in theory. So hopefully, so the virtual lab will help them in studying the subjects in an effective manner using this hands-on training. So below that, the for construction materials laboratory, so it is provided by NIT Karnataka under the heading of transportation engineering and of marine structures, and one more laboratory, that is surveying laboratory. So it is also comes under the virtual lab. Okay, so these are the experiments which are available under construction materials laboratory. So it is divided into 4 batches. One is test on fine aggregates, test on coarse aggregate, test on concrete, and test on bricks and blocks. So here I have highlighted in red color. So those are the experiments which are available in the virtual lab. So that's why I highlighted here in particular. So these are the experiments we can see in vlabs.co.in. That is grading of fine aggregates, test for specific gravity and test for bulk density, then determination of impact value of coarse aggregate, determination of aggregate crushing value of coarse aggregate, and test for slump. So remaining experiments are under progress. So that will also be updated in the website soon. So next we are going to see is surveying laboratory. So these are the available experiments in the syllabus of regulation 2017 of Anna University under civil engineering. So in this we are having only limited number of experiments, that is leveling, study of levels and leveling staff, and one more thing is total station. In that we can study the total station, we can see the parts and we can how we can check whether how to measure the horizontal and vertical angles. So these are the particular experiments which are available in Virtual Lab website. So next I'm moving on to semester 4. So we are covering all the semesters, not particularly the third and fifth semester. So that we can get a better idea. So here these are the this is the syllabus of fourth semester, under which we are having 6 practical courses, theory courses, and we are having 3 practical courses, out of which we have 3 core laboratories. One is strength of materials laboratory and hydraulic engineering laboratory. So strength of materials, they will previously they will be studying in the third semester. With the continuation, we are having strength of materials 2 also in this semester 4, and we are having hydraulic engineering laboratory. So parallel to that, we are having applied hydraulic engineering theory. Okay, so here you can see at the bottom. Kindly participants mute your audio. Participants, kindly mute your audio. Okay, so at the bottom you can see the strength of materials laboratory. It is the virtual laboratory is provided by NIT Karnataka, and the hydraulic engineering laboratory is given by NIT Karnataka and IIIT Hyderabad. Okay, so we are having 3 separate area for hydraulic engineering laboratory. One is for hydraulic engineering, another one is for fluid mechanics, and another one is for fluid machinery. So these 3 domain will cover hydraulic engineering and fluid mechanics laboratory. Okay, so now we'll see the syllabus of this. So for strength of materials laboratory, these are the list of experiments which is available in syllabus of regulation 2000 Anna University under civil engineering. There are 9 experiments. So here also I have highlighted the experiments which are available in the virtual laboratory website. That is tension test on a steel rod, double shear test, torsion test, impact test, that is IZOD and CHARPY, then harness test and compression test on helical spring. Okay. So next is your hydraulic engineering laboratory. So here also we are having 12 experiments. So in that these are the experiments which are available: calibration of Venturi orifice meter, Bernoulli's experiment, friction factor, major and minor losses, then centrifugal pump, reciprocating pump, Pelton, Francis, and Kaplan turbine. So by using this virtual laboratory in these kind of practical subjects, will enable the students to learn the concept, and also this will give an hands-on experience to them. So coming to 5th semester, we are having 6 theory courses, and in addition to that, we are having 3 practical courses in which 2 laboratories two courses are performed in laboratories. One is soil mechanics and wastewater analysis laboratory. So for soil mechanics laboratory, this entire virtual laboratory is provided by IIIT. Then water and wastewater analysis laboratory, it is the virtual lab is established by NIT Karnataka. So under which there are 2 domain, EE1 and EE2. So these 2 domains which covers the complete laboratory of water and wastewater analysis laboratory. So this is the syllabus which is available under Anna University Civil Engineering Regulation 2017. So these are the things. So maximum 80% of the experiments are available in the virtual lab website. That is specific gravity of soil, solids, then grain size distribution, Atterbuck limits, then permeability, one-dimensional, direct shear test, unconfined, then triaxial compression test. So next one is water and wastewater analysis laboratory. So here we can see some 7 experiments are available. that is main experiments, basic and main experiments are available in the virtual lab website, like pH turbidity, that those properties we can measure, right? So hardness, alkalinity, chlorides, iron, fluoride, then BOD, COD, dissolved oxygen. These are the experiments which are available in virtual laboratory. So then coming to the 6th semester, so here also we are having 6 theory courses and 3 practical courses, out of which only one can be performed in the laboratory, that is highway engineering laboratory. One more laboratory is irrigation and environmental engineering drawing. So we already know that students will be practicing in the first year itself in engineering drawing. So they are going to use a board and a paper. So that is not a available course here. So only highway engineering laboratory we can visit in the virtual laboratory. So this is the syllabus of highway engineering laboratory. So we are having 7 experiments which is available in the website. So here also, so we can refer the same domain which we preferred for construction materials laboratory, that is transportation engineering. Under transportation engineering, we are having the experiments for both your construction materials and highway engineering laboratory, because more or less the same. So in the previous regulations, we will be doing the experiments under a same laboratory. So here we will be performing, the subject is divided into 2. So we can go through the experiments in highway transportation engineering laboratory. So as mentioned by Brito sir, so it is an initiative of MHRD, Government of India. So this is the website which is available, that is www.vlab.co.in. So under which you can see a number of branches which are available. Maximum branches are covered under this under this thing. So you can search your particular department and you can see the various laboratories under which. Okay, so now we are moving to the session into civil engineering. So this is the website, that is vlab.co.in. So under which these are the broad areas of virtual labs: electronics and communication, computer science, electrical, mechanical, chemical, biotechnology, civil engineering, physical sciences, and chemical sciences. These are the branches which are available under virtual labs. So I'm going inside civil engineering. So here they have mentioned labs ready for use. Okay, there may be a number of labs which are available for civil engineering. So these are the labs which are ready to use. So others are under construction. We can get in some time. So here you can see structural dynamics lab, hydraulics and fluid mechanics lab, basic engineering mechanics and strength of materials lab, soil mechanics, basic structural analysis, fluid mechanics lab, transportation engineering lab. So if it is updated, you can see in the bracket it is new. Okay, so if it is updated, okay, then environmental engineering lab 1 and environmental engineering lab 2, then fluid machinery lab, marine structure lab, mining geology lab, virtual smart structures and dynamics lab, strength of materials lab, and surveying lab. Okay, so under each domain in the right side it is represented which IIT or NIT, which university is presenting this or they have provided this particular laboratory. So it is given by various things. One is IIIT Hyderabad, NIT Karnataka, then IIT Delhi, IIT Roorkee. So these are the institutions which established these various laboratories. So first of all, I'm going to discuss you with the basic laboratory which is required for civil engineering, that is strength of materials lab. So I'm clicking into, I'm going inside strength of materials lab. Here you can see some tabs, right? So first is introduction. So introduction gives what about this lab, what is strength of material, why we are studying, those things you can see here. So next is list of experiments. So under list of experiments, we have the various experiments which are available under this particular lab. So apart from Anna University syllabus, so we are having additional few more experiments, so that can also be used by anyone. So these are the tests comes under strength of materials laboratory. So next is target audience. So who can access this course? So or to whom it will be useful. Okay, so this is primary for pre-final or final year students. So anyone can use, but they are particularly established this course for this type of students. Okay, then courses aligned. So it covers what are the area. Okay, one is strength of materials and mechanics of materials, you can see. Then what are the prerequisites? Okay, like what are the software requirements you need to have? That is Adobe Flash Player, that is Java, that needs to be installed in your desktop or laptop. So then feedback. So after going through the experiments, if you want to give any feedback regarding these experiments, you can also give here. Okay, so that might be useful for them to update their website then and there. So now we are moving into list of experiments. So the basic experiment and very interesting and useful experiment we might be knowing as a civil engineer is tensile test and mild steel. So now I would like to represent that test to give a hands-on training to all of you to how to work on that particular experiment. Okay, as a virtual laboratory, we know the concept, we know everything, each and everything, but how to use this virtual lab, that is what we are going to deal now. So under tensile test, you can see a few other tabs. Okay, so first of all, theory. So theory means what is the basic thing for tension test. Okay, so that concept is that will be clearly explained under this region. So there is no need to refer some other sites to know about this particular experiment. You can go through here itself, so that's why it is provided. So a detailed explanation is given under this tab theory. Then the procedure. So each and every lab, when we are allowing students, we will make the students to learn the experiment before coming into the lab, so that they might be knowing what are the things they are going to do, what they are going to calculate, the objective. Okay, so everything they need to know. So that is also clearly given in this particular website. So procedure, what is the objective, what are the steps, how to perform this test. Okay, so that detailed pictorial view is given. So this is not particularly the virtual lab. So here you can only see the images, how to perform this test. Okay, so those who may not access this virtual laboratory due to some software problems, you can also take these screenshot and you can show it to your students. Okay, so next is self-evaluation. So before starting the simulation, you can self-evaluate yourself. Okay, so if you go to this, so you can see some 5 questions. Okay, so how much knowledge do you have in this particular experiment, that you can check. Okay, so if you give some answer, so if it is wrong, it will give you the option is wrong. So and it will also give you the exact answer for this particular question. So like that you can attend yeah thing. Okay, you can test your knowledge here. There will be 5 number of questions. Okay, so the third question is yield point is the point on stress strain graph where it may occur. Okay, so you can give your answers and you can check it, okay, before performing the laboratory. Okay, so now so next is simulator. Okay, so here comes the main thing we are here for today. So that is the simulator. So under simulator, you will be seeing a screen. So here also the objective of this particular test is given to study the mechanical properties of mild steel specimen under tension load. Okay, so that is our case. So here these are the apparatus that is mentioned over here. So universal testing machine, then dial indicators, scale and vernier calipers, those are the apparatus used. So at the bottom of this page you can clearly see a next icon. Okay, so in other tabs you can see this icon, but it will not work. So under simulation tab only you can use this particular icon. Okay, so if I'm clicking on it, so here clearly this is the first step to measure the, so parallelly it will give you the instructions how to perform. Okay, so step 1 is measure the initial diameter of the tension test sample into perpendicular direction using vernier caliper. So here you can see an arrow. So if I'm clicking on it, so it will be measuring the diameter, and you can also see the value, that is diameter as 12.9. okay, so here you have to exactly set. So the average initial diameter you can take it as 12.9 mm. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next step. So here you can measure the length of the specimen. So I'm clicking on scale as per the direction indicated. So here you can see the length of the specimen between the grips is 192 mm. So every time you won't get the same value. Okay, so yesterday I was working on it, I got the length as 203 mm. Okay, so that is also a very good advantages of this virtual laboratory. For each and every one you can see a different value. Okay, so that you can be particular about that experiment. Okay, that is one more advantage of this virtual laboratory. So next is punch marks are to be made at a distance of 2.5 diameter. So I'm clicking on it as per the direction. Here you can see the diameter, that is the distance, that is 2.5d. So with that multiplying diameter with 2.5, you will get 32.25 mm. There is no, it is not allowing you to calculate. So that might be a disadvantage for teachers while we are facing or while we are teaching students. Okay, so there is no need for the student to calculate a particular value. Everything the lab will be giving you. Okay, so similarly you have to do 3 punch marks at a distance of 32.25 mm. Okay, so next, now the specimen is ready. We are moving to the next step. So you have to move the lower jaw. So as per the indication, so you have to drag the specimen and keep it here. Okay, so I have placed it. So now you have to fix both the positions in the correct place. So now it is fixed. Now we are moving on to the next step. Next step is you have to fix the dial gauges on both the sides. So here you have to set the value to 0 dial gauge. So that is the step. Here it is shown. So next step. So now we are going to loading the frame. So you have to switch on the green button. So it gives the various load. Okay. So here I'm seeing a different view. So okay, so it will be in a tabular format. Here there is a problem with this, I think. Okay, so here you can also download the data. Okay, so after performing the test, what is the data you can take? You can also download the same. So here you can see the specimen got breaked and the neck formation is found. Okay, so you can easily explain your students. So next I'm switching off this, I'm unloading it. Okay, so now what is the next step? So here you can see the extensometer reading, then what is the load, that is load in kilonewton, everything is mentioned here. Okay, so next I'm moving to the next step. So here you can see the stress strain graph, okay, for that particular reading. Okay, so you can also view the data here. Okay, so from this you can explain the various salient points of stress strain graph, that is elastic limit, elastic limit, then limit yield point. Okay, so ultimate stress point, everything you can explain here. So this is the slope. Then so here for performing the calculation, we need to know the neck diameter. So here it is mentioned, join two pieces of the test sample and measure the diameter at the neck of the specimen. So if you give here, it will automatically join and it will measure the diameter of this. So the final diameter is 86 mm. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next step. So the distance, that is also need to be measured. So that is the final gauge length. So that is your 31.2 mm. Okay, so now you can perform your observations and calculations. Okay, so the student may note the values based on the experiment. So they can calculate the things here. Okay, so for this time, so I'm giving some values. Okay, so how it is working. So to check that, I'm giving some values here. So you can go with anything. Okay, if you need observation, you can see here, or if you want to check the graph, you can check it here. If you want to check the answers, whether I have given here is correct or not, you can give check option. Okay, so this is the actual value. This is the correct value based on the experiment performed. So this is the entered value. This is what I have given in the previous page. So how much percentage of error, what is the deviation from the actual value to the entered value, how much percentage I am lagging, how much error I have made, so that I can see here. So this is the complete simulation of your testing tensile test on mild steel. So if the student is going all the 11 steps, so he might be familiar with this tensile test on mild steel. Okay, so this is the main picture of this particular test. Okay, so next is your assignment tab. So here under assignment, there are 5 questions that can also be called as a Viva questions. So you can ask some Viva questions at the end of the experiment. So some questions they have given framed and given. So next is quiz. You can after conducting the experiment, you can evaluate or you can check your knowledge. Okay, before the experiment also you can check your understanding level of that particular experiment and its theory, and after conducting the experiment also a student can check their knowledge in terms of experiment. Okay, so based on the experiment they performed, the questions will be there. You can check into it. Okay, so then some recorded videos may be available for some cases. Here it is not available. So then references, these are the references under which this tensile test on mild steel is established, and the theory, procedure and everything has taken from these references. Okay, so this is about your tensile test on mild steel. So you can also go to any kind of experiment under this tensile test and work on it, and if you have any queries you can contact us. So I want to show you only one trial of Brinell harness test. So here also you can able to see the theory, then procedure, self-evaluation, simulator, the same set of tabs you can see here. So here under simulation, the same thing. Okay, the objective is given. So in harness, we are going to measure, this is the apparatus. So the first step is you have to select the particular material. So I am choosing brass. So parallelly, it will give you the calculation, how much load that should be applied for a particular material. Okay, so that that thing you can see here. So now, after placing the specimen, you have to make a close contact with the specimen. So you have to screw it up. So until the specimen is moved to the top. So here you can see the specimen. So the enlarged view that is given here, that is shown here. So if you working on this screwing up, so the specimen will be moving near the ball indentation. Okay. So once the setup is okay, so you can see the next button. Okay, until that you won't see this button here. So now you have to switch on. Now you have to load it. Okay, there is no next button. If the test is performed, you can see a comment with the next button. Okay, so here you have to unload. Now the test is performed. So again, go to the next thing. So now we want to measure the diameter of the indentation. So you have to screw it up. So this is the microscope which is attached with this particular experiment. You have to screw it up. So the enlarged view of microscope is shown here. So you just press on this. So now the measured diameter here, it is showing 3.79. So now the diameter is measured. So these are the calculation, observation. Okay, what is the load, what is the P by D square value and everything. The value that is taken from the microscope, that is 3.79, everything. So based on this formula, they have calculated the hardness value. Okay, so next trial 2. So like this, we may have some 3 to 4 trials. So the student may perform the same and get the final value in this particular thing. Okay, so this is about your strength of materials lab. So now I would like to present you on fluid mechanics laboratory. So under fluid mechanics lab, we are having, as I said before, we are having 3 laboratories. One is hydraulics and fluid mechanics lab, then fluid mechanics lab, then fluid machinery lab. So here we are facing one problem. So that is under hydraulic and fluid mechanics laboratory, we are having some list of experiments. So this has been established by IIT Hyderabad. So here you can see Bernoulli's experiment. So if I'm going the same content, you can see here introduction, theory, objective, the manual, procedure, everything you can see. So if I'm going to simulation, here you can also see a flash view. Okay, so if you're clicking on this flash view, so you have to enable Adobe Flash Player. Okay, so I'm allowing here. So this is the flash view, how it is performing. So it will not allow us to give an hands-on training. So it will just give an animated view of Bernoulli's experiment. So if you are clicking on virtual laboratory, so it might be asking for some Java to be installed. Okay, so we are facing only problem in this particular region. So if you properly installed Java and its requirement, okay, so what are the prerequisites? Okay, you can see here Adobe Flash plugin, Java 17, Java 3, D 1.5.2. So if you are enabling these softwares in your desktop or laptop, you can see the virtual laboratory here. So but for other 2 domain, that is fluid mechanics and fluid machinery, the lab is in working condition. So I'm going with this fluid mechanics lab. So I would like to show you Venturi meter. So here we are having some experiments. The basic experiment I'm taking, that is Venturi meter. Here theory, practice, procedure, then self-evaluation. The same set of tabs you can see. So I wish to simulate this particular experiment, and I would like to hand over the session to Mr. T. Chokalingam. So this is the simulation. So this is the actual setup of that particular experiment. Okay. So if you are going with labs, even if we try to make the students to imagine about the particular equipment, that is a very tough case. So here the setup is clearly picturized here. So first you have to, as we know, we may have some different types of diameters of pipes available. So you can select it. So it has taken the length and diameter. So next step we are moving. So we are opening up the wall, okay, main wall, so that the water is flowing. So next here opening up one more wall, so that here the manometer, okay, reading that should be in on position. Okay, so we are doing that also. R1 position first we are releasing. So next we have to position up. Okay, so read position, you have to change into read position so that the water will be allowed to flow. Okay, so here this is the enlarged view of the manometer. So you can see the variation. Okay, based on the pressure you can see the mercury level readings. So the software itself will give you the limb readings. Okay, left limb reading, right limb reading, it will give. So now we have to put the head glass. Okay, so the formula is also given here. So you can use that formula, you can and check with your answers. I'm just showing. So here you can see the result. If you give the value twice, wrong value twice, it will directly take you into the correct result. So you can see the exact head loss value. Then moving on to the next portion, that is the manometer and the venturometer portion. Okay, so that is also given here, the diameters for calculation purpose. Then we need to take for every 5 centimeter or 10 centimeter rise, what is the rise in water level. Okay, so that is also be performed by using a stop clock in the particular scale fitted with the tank. Okay, so here 5 centimeter they measured it as 13.3 seconds. So these are the observations we made as of now. So you can perform the actual discharge, okay, using the formula. The formula is also displayed in this particular fluid mechanics lab. So you can use this formula and you can calculate the value. So it will be calculating and giving you the particular result. Okay, so the next step, so it will take into the trial 2. So like this you may have some 3 to 4 trials, so that we can perform the test, and you can be knowing, you'll be knowing how the simulation works on the particular experiment. Okay, so these are the available experiments under fluid mechanics lab. So one more region, one more area is there, that is fluid machinery lab, so under which you can see few experiments, that is centrifugal pump, hydraulic ram, couple-on turbine, reciprocating pump. These are the experiments which are available under fluid machinery lab. Okay, so now I'm handing over the session to Mr. T. Chokalingam, so he will continue. Chokalingam sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
I will take over the session, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, very good afternoon to one and all gathered here. So, in connection to the Lydia ma'am's talk, I am going to continue for 2 more laboratories. Until one, we will carry out some experiments. Afterwards, again during evening session, we will continue the same. Okay. So now I am moving to transportation engineering sector. So with and aligning with Anna University syllabus, we are having 2 laboratories: construction materials laboratory in 3rd semester, as well as highway engineering laboratory in 6th semester. So both the things comes under the case of in the banner of transportation engineering in virtual labs website. Okay, so now we will see how to proceed with that transportation experiments. Okay, so just a minute, I will share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Lydia ma'am, my screen is visible, madam?
Yes, sir. Now only it is. Yes, sir. It is visible now.
Yeah. Okay. So as we said earlier, so both the construction materials laboratory and the highway engineering laboratory comes under the banner of transportation engineering. So it is provided by NIT Surathkal. Okay. Once you click that link, it will open to separate website. So it is here, transportation engineering. So here on the left side of the website having some tabs introduction, so objective, why we have to carry out experiments, and what are the different experiments available. So similar to strength of materials laboratory as explained by Lydia ma'am, the same thing is mentioned here, target audience and course alignment and feedback. If you want to provide feedback, you can give it here. So now we'll move on to the list of experiments. So here we are having 8 number of experiments, both regarding with the construction materials such as aggregate as well as bitumen. Regarding highway engineering laboratory, the basic materials coarse aggregate and bitumen. So in order to ensure the quality of the coarse aggregate and bitumen, we are relying on some of the basic tests. For example, for coarse aggregate, we are relying on crushing strength and impact strength. Even for abrasion, for wear and tear, if we want to know the wear and tear of a particular coarse aggregate, we are preferring Los Angeles abrasion test. So in general, there are three different abrasion tests are available: Dari abrasion, Deval attrition, Los Angeles abrasion. But IS code itself suggesting that Los Angeles abrasion test is the very suitable test. So these are some of the basic tests on aggregate. Then we will move on to bitumen, ductility test, softening point, penetration, and then specific gravity, and then CBR test on soil. So now first we will move on to crushing value of aggregate. Okay, just now I will click that particular link. So similar to that, so in an offline mode, what we actually will do is, when students came to laboratory, we will instruct what is the experiment you're going to do, then what is the aim of that particular experiment, what are the different apparatus required, what are the formulas required, and what are the inference you're going to get from the experiment. Similar manner, here also it is clearly mentioned as aim, to assess the strength of coarse aggregate used in pavement components under gradually applied load, and to determine the aggregate crushing value. So this is the aim of our experiment. Okay, now theory. So theory in the sense, so what are the basic things you need to know before carrying out the experiment? Okay, so for example, for crushing strength, we have to apply nearly 400 kilonewton. So like, what are the different apparatus needed, how much layers we have to put the concrete, and how much compaction we have to give for each layer, everything is detailed here along with the help of diagram. So we may instruct the students. So for example, so your student is going to come for laboratory session tomorrow, means then you can instruct, so you please go through this virtual lab link and carry out the pre-test and get the know the specifications required. So likewise, this and all will available in the pre-test questions I will show you. So every detail is available here. So what about the height of the specimen, what about the diameter of the specimen, everything is available. Then they are having some specifications. Okay, so after testing the aggregate, we are going to infer that the particular aggregate is suitable for construction of road, or particular aggregate is suitable for either waterborne macadam or dense bituminous macadam or a wet mix macadam. Likewise, we are having some similar values. For flexible pavement, if it is WBM, means the value is well within the limit of 40%. If it is bituminous macadam, means 40%. Likewise, rigid pavement means bearing course means 30%. Other than bearing course, 45%. Likewise, this the questions they will ask in pre-test. Okay, then relevant standards. So this aggregate crushing value falls in the part of IS 2386 part 4. Okay, so this is the theory record for carrying out this particular test. Now we'll move on to pre-test. So similar to SOM lab, here also they will ask 5 questions. So we may, after studying out the theory part, we may able to answer very easily. The maximum aggregate crushing value per meter for bituminous macadam is, so I am giving us 30%. In how many layers aggregates are filled and compacted? So we are instructing the student in offline mode. So you have to compact the aggregate in 3 different layers. Each layer you have to tamp 25 times with the help of tamping rod. Okay, so then here the answer is 3 layers. The aggregate is called high strength aggregate if the aggregate crushing value is high. So no, if the aggregate crushing value high means the aggregate is poor. Okay, so here the answer is false. So as I said earlier, number of blows given for each layer. So each layer you going to give 25 number of blows. Okay, 25. Then aggregate crushing value of 10% indicates, so it is exceptionally strong. If the value is inversely proportional, if the crushing value is much nominal, means aggregate strength is much better. Okay, so aggregate crushing value of 10% indicates exceptionally strong. Then we can check it out. Okay, submit quiz. So 4 out of 5, I think one answer is wrong. The maximum aggregate crushing value for bituminous macadam. So likewise, we may instruct the students to check the pre-test. See, if they are not getting nearly 80% or 90% in this, means again we can instruct the students to go through the theory once again and give one more attempt and get 5 out of 5, and then we'll move on to simulation. Okay, so before going to simulation, we will see the procedure. So similar to SOM lab, here also they are having some snapshots how to carry out the experiment. Okay, so what are the different equipments available? So here also similar, the same kind of thing is followed in the university in all the virtual lab websites. So you have to every step over means you have to press this arrow button for moving to next steps. So the description for each step is already provided for in detail. Okay, so these are the various snapshots available. Now straight away we'll move on to move on to simulation. Okay. So simulation, it's loading. Yeah. So aim already we discussed to assess the strength of the course aggregate. Okay. So now apparatus. So these are the different apparatus required. So this is compression testing machine, then weighing balance, travel, tamping rod, everything is available. Once you move your mouse pointer over the apparatus means it will give the name of that particular apparatus. So it is clearly visible that travel, tamping rod, and weighing balance. So like you see here also you may be able to see this crushing machine, compression testing machine. So these are the apparatus required. Okay. Now we'll move on to next step, second one. So now initially we want to weigh the course aggregate record. Okay, so it is clearly mentioned that take course aggregate in a pan and measure it to 3.5 kg using the weighing balance. So initially we have to switch on the weighing balance. Okay, then we have to place the pan over here and we have to tare it. So similar kind of thing only we are doing in offline mode. Then we are going to put aggregate and weighing to nearly 3.5 kgs. Okay, then you have to click here. The arrow indicates where we have to click the mouse pointer. Okay. Once again, the aggregate will be poured on the pan. It is measuring as 3.5 kg, 3,500 gram. Then we will move on to next step. Second step is clearly arrange the sieves. Okay. So for conducting aggregate crushing strength, we already aware that aggregate passing 12.5 mm and retaining on 10 mm is required. Okay. So based on that, we have to arrange the sieve set. Okay. So at the bottom is pan, then 10 mm and 12.5 mm is this pointing over the 10 mm sieve. Then 12.5 mm. The sieve set is arranged. Okay. So once again, I will tell you the aggregate required for aggregate crushing strength is aggregate passing 12.5 mm and retaining at 10 mm. So on that basis, we place the sieve set 12.5 mm, 10 mm, and then bottom pan. We going to pour the aggregate what we measured earlier, the 3.5 kg. Okay. Then we have to close the lid over the sieve. Then we are going to move to the next step. It is clearly mentioning the trial. Okay. Then we have to place the sieve set in sieve shaker. Then you have to place that and you have to screw it. And again we have to switch on the sieve shaker machine. It will sieve the aggregate for a fraction of seconds. After sieving, we have to click to next step. Unscrew it on both sides. So our required sample is 10 mm aggregate, that only showing here. So then we're going to measure the empty weight of the cylinder. You have to tare it. It is 788. It is automatically it will be taken by the website. Aggregate used here is so in the meantime it will ask some questions. We are aligning with the experiment or not. Aggregate used here in retain is 10 mm. It is you are right. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we already measured the weight of the empty cylinder. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pour the aggregate into the cylinder in 3 different layers. It is telling, it is reminding that each layer is subjected to 25 strokes using the tamping rod. Okay. Then it will tamp the aggregate. So you may be able to see the tamping rod is continuously rotating along the cylinder. So uniform compaction is required. Okay. In order to remove air voids. So during next compaction, you may be able to see the tamping rod is continuously rotating inside the cylinder. Because uniform compaction is required, we will always instruct the students to not only compact in a single space, all over the cylinder you have to compact in order to remove the air voids throughout the cylinder. Okay. Now 2 layers are placed. Now we're going to place the 3rd layer. Again compaction. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to level the top surface of the cylinder to remove the excess amount of aggregate in that particular. So here already we discussed, it is clearly showing that tamping is done to obtain better compaction between aggregates. It's obviously true. Okay. True. Okay, you are right. Okay. Then we will move to next step. Then note down the weight of the cylinder. Okay. Already initially we measured the empty weight of the cylinder. Now we are need of amount of aggregate inside the cylinder. So we're going to measure the weight once again along with aggregate. So you got to switch on the machine. Then tire it. You're going to place the cylinder on the weighing balance. It is recorded as 3343. Automatically it is taken by the website. Weight of cylinder with aggregate is W2. Once W2 minus W1 will give you the weight of aggregate inside the cylinder. Okay. Now we're going to take the apparatus into CTM machine. We're going covering the top of the cylinder. Then we're going to place the apparatus in CTM. So this is the CTM apparatus. It is clearly showing that we're going to place the cylindrical mode into CTM position. Then it is clearly mentioning that we have to place the plunger of the CTM machine at the top surface. Adjust the machine to touch the cylinder and plunger in proper position. Okay. Then we're going to screw it. Yeah, once it is over means we may able to get the information. So it is clearly mentioning that how much load is required, 40 tons. Okay, at the rate of 4 tons per minute, or either 400 kilonewton. For 40 tons of load is applied to a plunger at a uniform rate of 4 tons per minute. Okay. Then what we're going to do? We're going to start. The green arrow is highlighting. The load is applying. Okay, now the load is applied. Then we have to switch off the machine. Then we will do next step. Unlock it. Now we're going to remove the aggregate. Afterwards, what we will do, we will sieve the aggregate and 2.36 mm sieve. That only we're going to do. Remove plunger from cylinder. Yes. Then you have to take pan and 2.36 mm sieve. Then we're going to pour the aggregate into 2.36 mm sieve. Close the lid. Again, similar procedure what we carried out earlier. Place the sieve set in sieve shaker. Screw it. Switch on the sieve shaker machine. Sieve it. After a fraction of seconds sieving, we will remove the sieve set from the sieve shaker. So tire it. Usually we will take the weight of aggregate passing 2.36 mm sieve. So only we are taking the aggregate from the pan. So this record as W3. Okay. Now we can give it here. The formula is available. It is clearly they are mentioning that empty weight of cylinder, then weight of cylinder with aggregate, then weight of aggregate passing through 2.36 mm sieve. Now the formula is clearly mentioned as W3 divided by W2 minus W1. That is nothing but 986 divided by 3343 minus 788. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. So into 100. So answer is around 38.59. So we can check it. Yeah, it's correct. So it will give the green arrow. If the answer is correct means it will give you green arrow, or otherwise if the answer is wrong means it will give the cross mark. Okay. Now the trial 1 is over. Okay. Like this, we can carry out the trial 2 and trial 3, then average it. Okay. So this is the procedure for crushing test. We'll move on to one more experiment falls in transportation engineering. The same procedure will be followed for subsequent trials, trial 2, trial 3. Okay. So in order to cover a lot of experiments, I am skipping the other trials. Okay. So you please bear with me. My intention is to our intention is to carry out to create awareness for all the experiments. Now we'll move on to impact test on aggregate. The same thing here. So impact test, our ultimate objective is to measure the toughness of the aggregate. It is a withstanding impact load or not. Okay. So that only we're going to measure here. Here also the theory. What is the purpose? What are the different sieve sets we're going to use? What are the limiting values? What about the height? What about the weight of that particular hammer? Diameter, height, everything is provided here. So here also this kind of numerical values they will ask in either pre-test or post-test. Okay. So aggregate impact value less than 20% means exceptionally strong, 10 to 20 means strong, 20 to 30 satisfactory, less than 35 means weak for road surfacing. Okay. So likewise here also payment, for payment also they are mentioning some values. Now we'll move on to retest. So which are the following tests measure the toughness of road aggregate? Abrasion is for wear and tear, crushing for under gradually applied or how it is behaving. Shape test is totally different. So the obvious option is impact test. Set of Cs used in this experiment similar to crushing strength, 12.5 mm, 10 mm and pan. Okay, and then 2.36. So it is round off to the nearest value, 12.5, 10 and 2.5. 2.36 is not available. So there may be the option second one. What diameter of cylindrical metal measure? So from that I showed earlier. So in that theory portion we may able to see with the help of the diagram we may able to note down the values. So here I'm giving this 75. I'm not sure. Impact value of aggregate satisfactory for road surfacing 20 to 30%. Of less than 45% is suitable for. I'm giving either anyone. So 4 out of 5. So I think this one is wrong. Okay. Again, we can go through the theory and we can carry out one more attempt. Okay. So then we will get the 5 out of 5. Then we will go more on to procedure. So the same setup what we showed earlier. All the screenshots are available here. What is the first one you have to do? Second step, third step. Everything is detailedly explained with the help of snapshots. Now straight away we'll move on to simulation. So here we are need of impact testing machine, then weighing balance, travel and damping rod. We'll move on to second step. That's step 1. We have to switch on the weighing balance and we have to place the pan over that. It is mentioned that 350 grams, okay, of aggregate is needed. Direct. We're going to pour the aggregate. Okay. 350 grams is required. Now what we have to do, we have to see the sample. The sample record for impact test is aggregate passing 12.5 mm, retaining at 10 mm. Okay, so we have to place in ascending order. Yeah, they asked in ascending order. Okay, so 10 mm, then 12.5 mm. We're going to pour the aggregate what we taken earlier, the 350 grams aggregate. Then what we're going to do, we're going to close the sieve set with the help of lid. And we're going to place the lid in the sieve shaker setup. Okay, then we're going to screw it. So, okay. So, it is sieved. We're going to remove the sieve set from the sieve shaker. Mm. Then we the sample record is 10 mm retained aggregate. Then we're going to weigh the empty weight of the cylinder, tare it. That is W1 is automatically recorded. Now we're going to similar kind of thing what we carried out in aggregate crushing. Then we have to compact it with the help of tamping rod. The steps are already clearly indicated in the text, okay, description. Note on the empty weight, then fill the cylinder with aggregates written on 10 mm in 4 layers, okay. Then compaction with the help of tamping rod. Again, one more time. Compact it. And last layer. Compact it. Okay, now we're going to level the surface of the aggregate. Damping process, similar to the same question what we already carried out. Damping process done to obtain uniform compaction and to avoid air voids. Yeah, true. Okay, yes. Then we're going to weigh the amount of aggregate inside the cylinder, tare it, place the cylinder, It is automatically recorded. Okay. Then we're going to place the cylinder in impact testing machine. Okay. Then we're going to unscrew that lever. Okay. Now we're going to obtain 15 blows. Okay. You may able to get realistic view. You may able to hear the sound, the same sound what we will get in laboratory. Then we have to place the lever. 15 blows are over. Okay. Then we're going to take the sample and sieve it with the help of 2.36 mm sieve. Close the sieve. Place the sieve in sieve shaker. Switch on the sieve shaker machine. Okay. Next one. So again we're going to take the aggregate passing 2.36 mm. Original weight of aggregate what we initially take is 350 gram. Okay. Then we're going to switch on the machine. Tare it. Pour the aggregate on the pan. It is recorded as WF3. Again similar to the crushing strength. Okay. So W1 is 1911.5. Whereas W2 weight is 2443 and the weight of passing 2.36 mm is 86. So it is clearly mentioned as formula aggregate passing 2.36 mm divided by weight of the aggregate what you taken. Okay, so W3 divided by 2. So 86 divided by 2443 minus 1911.5. Okay. 86. So it is around 16.18%. Let's check it out. 16.18. Okay. Yeah, the answer is correct. So we can classify. Okay. So for that only initially you told we have to check the theory part. So all the specifications are clearly provided in theory part. Okay. 16.18% means it is strong. If it is less than 10%, it means exceptionally strong. If it is between the range of 10 to 20%, so it is strong. Okay, let's check it out. Our answer is correct or not? Okay, okay, you are right. Okay, then it will give the inference. Since the impact value of aggregate is in the range of 10 to 20%, it is classified under toughness property as strong. Okay, so this is the impact test. Okay, we'll move on to one more experiment. Brito sir, can I carry on one more experiment or Brito sir?
Sir, he is not available, I think.
What we will do, ma'am? So we will carry on one more experiment.
Madam.
To the evening.
Yes, sir. Sir, sir is online.
1 second, madam. 1 second.
Sir, can I?
Madam. Yes, madam.
Sir, can I carry on one more simulation or can I or else I can continue during evening session? So time is nearing 1 o'clock. 2 more minutes.
You are
reaching 1 o'clock.
How long it will take, sir? 10 to 15 minutes or?
It will take 10 minutes, sir. 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. Your interest, sir. If you want to take means you continue, sir. Then you will.
Well, it's timing already 1 o'clock, sir. So we'll close the session right now and we will continue the same during evening session, sir, by 6 o'clock, sir.
Okay, sir. Evening also you can extend 10 more minutes or 5 minutes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay,
sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. So participants, so you please fill the attendance and feedback link. If you have any queries, you please put here. So we will expect your fullest cooperation in evening session also. So please join sharply by 6 p.m. So if you have any queries, so far we discussed nearly different experiments. That is nothing but your strength of materials laboratory. You think that the Brinell hardness as well as tension test on mild steel. So these are some samples. Okay, so you please go through the link available. So from our side we will mail you the attachments, all the PPTs and PDF file we will mail you. So please go through the link and carry out the simulation during afternoon as well as evening time. And if you facing any queries or difficulties or any queries means, you please ping the same during evening session. Okay. So likewise we discussed, I'm concluding the remarks. Okay, we discussed strength of materials laboratory. In strength of materials laboratory we discussed nearly 2 experiments, that tension test and then Brenner hardness. Then we discussed a hydraulic engineering laboratory experiment, and then we switched over to transportation engineering domain. In the transportation engineering domain, very basic test for ensuring the quality of aggregate, that is aggregate crush strength and aggregate impact strength we discussed. During evening session, we will discuss how to ensure the basic quality of the bitumen. Okay, and then in time permits we will discuss the theory subject papers also. So how can we use a virtual lab for theory papers also? Okay. If you have any doubts, you please ping the same in chat box.
So in the afternoon session, we are going to see how we are going to apply virtual labs in case of theory to practice. Okay, so that one more session is planned today. So participants are requested to attend both the sessions to get a e-certificate. Those who are filling up both the attendance forms are eligible to get the e-certificate. So the link will be available for only 10 minutes from now. So kindly fill up the attendance and feedback form, which is provided in the chat box. So you can ask your queries now, so that will be addressed. If you have any queries, you can ask now, or you can put it in the chat box.
What time is the afternoon session, madam? You mentioned there is a
Evening session, sir, 6 to 7, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Lydia ma'am, we will formally close the session, ma'am. We will meet once again
Yes, sir.
evening 6 p.m., ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, participants. We will meet during evening session. Thank you. Thank you.
So in the same link itself, you're having both your attendance and feedback related questions. So there is only one form for both feedback and attendance. Thank you, everyone. We will meet exactly at 6 p.m. today in the evening.